A lot of y'all woke up this morning and said, damn it, it's Wednesday and I have to go to work, instead of waking up saying, God damn it, it's Wednesday. Get fired up. You gotta hype yourself up. No one else is gonna do it for you. You feel me? Feel me? Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Hero. That was an extended intro because I want to talk about something. On this channel, I have made it my business to talk about how artificial intelligence, which is just really large language models, which is just really a bunch of if-else statements working faster than a normal Google search, is the new buzzword. It's in the zeitgeist. The normies are thinking about it. The normies are doing it. But the thing that you don't see is them waving at you while they're flicking you off. And that's what's happening, because we've run into a situation where questions about how we're going to facilitate and empower AI have gone largely unanswered. And as these models start to grow and ideas go from, oh, we just want to, build a few data centers, to now these data centers are stealing power from whole entire towns during another record-setting heat wave in North America, at least. And we see people literally being stripped of their privilege to have extended breaks or extra breaks during these heat waves because, capitalism, get fucked. If you're poor, who cares? Capitalism is going to eat you, right? They're okay with seeing us suffer. And if you complain about capitalism, beta, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But it still goes without saying that no one has collectively come up with a good answer, because they've come up with a lot of bad answers. But no one has come up with a good answer on how we are going to facilitate powering these buzzword ass data centers. There's a lot of people who swear up and down AI is coming in to take our jobs and this and that. I did an interview today and it seemed like they were pretty much tired of hearing that word. Devin, what happened to Devin? Y'all remember Devin? Hey man, pour one out for my boy Devin.
When I came down.
What happened, Devin? Yeah, it hurt when you landed on your ass, didn't it? But the truth of the matter is, until something or someone puts the kibosh or tries to facilitate and control how we use AI and in turn use energy to power AI, we are going to be left in a dire situation where we have human beings competing for energy with figments of our imagination because somebody was too lazy to hire a junior dev. So they typed in, can you reformat this documentation? Like, okay, great. Good for you. You're using AI. Congratulations. You could download Grammarly, right? And they go, we're going to use AI to make your thing better. 2 years ago, that wasn't what Grammarly was saying. And I think it worked better 2 years ago. But the goal here is to see what are some of the bad answers they have started coming up with to try and solve this AI issue, this AI energy issue, So we'll deep dive in. We'll deep into this. This is kind of long, but let's see how interesting it is or how boring it gets. And real quick, I'm not sure if this is an AI image or not, because he doesn't look like he's really standing in this room. His shadow doesn't really reflect that. But then again, I'm not sure. I don't think this image is real, but that's neither here nor there. Who we talking about? Some dude named Kyle Orland, taking a closer look at AI's supposed energy apocalypse. He might be calling me out on my shit here. Last week, both Bloomberg and Washington Post published stories focused on the obsolete, disastrous impact artificial intelligence is having on the power grid and efforts to collectively reduce our use of fossil fuels. The high-profile piece leaned heavily on recent projects from Goldman Sachs and the International Energy Agency, IEA, to cast AI's insatiable demand for energy as its almost apocalyptic threat to our power infrastructure. The Post piece even cites anonymous some people in reporting that some worry whether there will be enough electricity to meet the power demands from any source. So it looks like we got a little bit of a tussle here. My scientists say you're wrong, and my scientists say you're wrong. So what happens when both sides don't agree? What is the data that they bring to the table? Digging into the best available numbers for projections available through, it's hard to see AI's current and near future environment impacts in such a dire light. While generative AI models and tools can and will use a significant amount of energy, we shouldn't conflate AI energy usage with the large and largely pre-existing energy usage of data centers as a whole. And just like any technology, whether the AI energy used is worldwide depends largely on your wider opinion of the value of generative AI in the first place. So they're kind of saying, hey, maybe not go on the doomer strike right away. And then also, if you don't like AI, you're not going to like very much any aspect of AI that comes into it. So they're calling you out on your shit. I feel seen here. I feel like someone's looking at me. I feel like a stranger's watching me. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. Let's carry on. Not all data centers. While the headline focus on both Bloomberg and Washington Post's recent piece is on artificial intelligence, the actual number of projects cited in both pieces overwhelmingly focus on the energy used by the internet data centers as a whole. Long before generative AI became a current Silicon Valley buzzword, those data centers were already growing immediately in size and energy usage, powering everything from Amazon Web Services to online gaming services, Zoom video calls, and cloud storage, and relatively for billions of document and photos, to name just a few in the more common use. You want to know something that is kind of interesting? They do make a good point here, because during the pandemic, energy usage should have been at its highest for technology because everyone was working from home and everyone was trapped inside. But also there was a big drop off because mega corporations were shut down because we couldn't collectively work together. So maybe it was offsetting, but yeah, I think it's better to think that it was offsetting and then it's now increasing because of AI's buzzwords. And there's still probably like 1/3 of people still working from home. The Post story acknowledges that these nondescript warehouse packed with racks of servers that power the modern internet have been around for decades, but in its very next sentence, the Post asserts that today's data centers energy use is soaring because AI. Bloomberg asked one source directly why data centers were suddenly sucking up so much power and gets a blunt answer: it's AI. 10 to 5 times the amount of electricity. So I really love how they're challenging this, because these are two articles we covered. So I want to show that I'm fair and balanced. You know, we're not a political channel over here. We're not a political channel over here. I just want to show that I'm fair and balanced. You feel me? You're gonna get the news from both sides. Unfortunately, Bloomberg's that quote is followed almost immediately by a chart that heavily undercuts the AI alarmism. That chart shows worldwide data centers energy usage growing at a remarkably steady pace from about 100 terawatts in 2012 to around 350 terawatts in 2024. The vast majority of the energy usage growth came before 2022, when the launch of the tools like Dell and ChatGPT largely set the industry current mania for generative AI. If you squint at Bloomberg's graph, you can almost see the growth in energy usage slowing down bit since the monumentous year of generative AI, which is a banger. Kyle is out for vengeance. The person that wrote this, he's tired of people's shit, man. Determining precisely how much of the data center's energy use is taken up specifically by generative AI is a difficult task, but Dutch researchers Alex de Vries found a clever way to get an estimate in his study Growing Energy Footprint of Artificial Intelligence. De Vries, I'm going to call him Alex, starts with the assessment that NVIDIA specialized chips are responsible for about 95% of the market for generative AI calculation. He then uses NVIDIA's projected product of 1.5 million AI servers in 2027 and the projected power usage for those servers to estimate the AI sector as a whole. Could use up to anywhere from 85 to 135 terawatts of power in just a few years. Damn. So based on NVIDIA's calculations, so it's like a three-way battle right now, because if NVIDIA is lying, the people gonna find out about it. But if NVIDIA is telling the truth, then a lot of these doomer people are gonna be forced to be like, all right, chill the fuck out. This is interesting. It puts the principles and the quality control of NVIDIA in large part into question. It pulls that into question. To be sure, that is an immense amount of power, representing 0.5% of the projected electricity demand for an entire world, and an even greater ratio to its local energy mix for more common data center locations. But measured against other common world use of electricity is not that representative of the mind-boggling energy hog. A 2018 study estimated that PC gaming as a whole accounted for 75 terawatts of electricity use per year. To pick just one common human activity that on the same general energy scale, that's without consoles or mobile gamers included. Damn, okay. More to the point, Alex, energy estimates are only a small fraction of 620 to 1,050 terawatts of data centers' whole projected use by 2026. According to IEA recent report, the vast majority of all that data center power will still be going more mundane internet infrastructure that we will all take for granted, and which is not nearly as sexy as a headline as the boogeyman as AI. So, did we get duped? Were we lied to? Damn it. My third best video on this channel might be built off of a lie. FOMO. Fear. Am I part of the problem? But then again, how do you vet something like this? It sounded good though. And then again, the question is, do I trust Kyle over the Verge and Bloomberg? The truth though, that generative AI is projected to grow much faster than many other portions of the data center economy. Alex estimates suggest that the generative AI usage will grow between 15 and 23 times higher between 2023 and 2027, projected that the same growth rate even a few more years into the future gets you to some truly eye-watering numbers, such as ARM CEO Rene Haas recent estimate that the AI could be responsible for 20 to 25% of the U.S. requirements by 2023 power. Damn. So by 2030, they're saying that 20 to 25% of the power will be dedicated strictly to just powering AI. That's 1,000 terawatts a year based on the current estimate. It's easy to look at the current Silicon Valley mania for anything with anything with AI in the pitch deck and assume that it's such a exponential growth and inevitability well into 2030. But a lot can change in 6 years, especially when it comes to technology. This is facts. That is still evolving and struggling to prove itself. Okay, I was going to mention this after this if they hadn't mentioned it, but that's true. Maybe I was on some copium shit, because if you put a gun to my head, you don't even have to put a gun to my head, and you just ask me, yo, Hero, in 6 years you think AI is going to be that shit? And I'm going to be like, nah, fuck them. I don't believe the hype. So why would I believe that the power would I feel like part of the reason why I don't believe it's the hype is because the power, it has the potential to consume. Right? But they still trying to prove in test cases it's legitimate. It's useful. It's needed. Was it worth it to you? See, this is the part of it that I was waiting for. This is the personal attacks. You feel me? When it comes to measuring energy use, it's important to measure not just how much energy is being used, but what you are getting in exchange for that energy. As the world struggles to transition away from fossil fuels, even a reasonable amount of electricity dedicated to generative AI might not be worth the potential climate effect that energy uses. Appliances like refrigerators and air conditioners, for instance, use immense power hogs. They are immense power hogs that take up an estimated 17 to 20% of worldwide electricity demands, respectively. But keeping food fresh and humans comfortable is increasingly dangerous. Summer heat are widely seen as necessary and good use of that energy. So plugging in a refrigerator or a window unit is not that controversial, even as the government and environmental agency groups push to increase efficiency. Even gaming PCs are typically seen as valid, if relative energy intensive sources of entertainment in the Western world. Damn, that's crazy. That's a great call out. That's not the case. Another recent major energy hog, cryptocurrency. Yeah, IEA estimated crypto mining ate up 110 terawatts of energy of electricity in 2022, which is right in line with Alex's projection for AI energy use in 2027. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know any crypto millionaires. And if you are, hey, yo, let me hold 5. If you in here saying you all about that crypto, go ahead and hit up the Patreon. Don't talk about it, be about it, gang gang. As someone who's skeptical that cryptocurrency has much value beyond speculation, assets, gambling, it is easy for me to see the usage. Oh man, Kyle, you're a crypto head? Damn, I was starting to like this dude. Significant and complete waste of our limited energy resources, and those opposed to generative AI on the principle of functional grounds, putting similar energy into millions of NVIDIA AI servers probably seems like just as big as an energy waste. So I see where he gets this angle for his article. He understands that, like, oh, he likes cryptocurrency and he enjoys doing that stuff, but, you know, it's probably not the best use of our energy, and that's where this energy is coming from. The important thing to remember, though, is that there are economic limits involved in the total energy used for this kind of technology. With Bitcoin mining, for instance, the total energy usage has jumped up and down over time, tracking pretty closely with the price of Bitcoin. Where Bitcoin is less valuable, miners are less willing to spend a lot of electricity chasing lower potential profits. That's why alarmist headlines about Bitcoin usage all the world energy by 2020 never came to pass. Damn, he calling folks out. I like Kyle. He's got moxie. He's got a nasty to. He's got a dog in him, and I like it. You feel me? I would take this person, Kyle, the author, into a fight with me. I feel like he could throw down. You feel me?
Get down!
feel like he can fight. I like him. A similar trend will likely guide the use of generative AI as a whole, with the energy invested in AI servers tracking the economic utility society as a whole sees from technology. Justify your existence. Right now, it seems very venture capital firms in the world throwing all the money it can at anything with even a hint of AI use case, leading to a surging in demands for all of those energy hog AI servers. In the medium to long term, though, AI systems will have to lead us to a significant revenue and or productivity gain to justify the investment of continued resources, manpower, servers, and yes, electricity. Will AI be able to justify economic existence on that time scale? That is an extremely open question right now. For instance, the IEA estimates that ChatGPT queries take about 10 times as much energy as a standard Google search. Is that AI-powered answer from Google worth 10 times as much as the normal web search? It's easy to look at early snafus like Google recommending glue on pizza. Damn. We covered that and I forgot about it. And answer with a clear hell no. It's an AI system. Hallucination, incorrect or dangerous information, not amount of energy, costs low enough to justify the results. That's such a great take. Or take AI image generated, where one estimate suggests that creating 1,000 generative AI images takes as much energy as driving about 4 miles in a car. Holy shit. If those images are as good or better than the ones you'd get more slowly from a human artist, the economic case for that energy usage is obvious, setting the moral case for human artists aside for now. But if the results are too many fingers or accidental nudity, or looks like horrifying nightmare fuel, then the energy is just wasted. Nah, this is actually pretty great. He goes on to a little bit. Let's go down to the bottom here. His final thoughts. If you're an AI hater, hi, my name is Hero. It's frustrating to see what you consider a useless technology growing to take up more and more energy mix, eating into the climate gains being made from an immense growth of renewable energy. If you are an AI Marxist, on the other hand, then a significant energy use projected for AI is a small price to pay for the technology that you think will revolutionize our lives, much more than technology like air conditioning, refrigeration, and automobiles ever did. The answer is probably lies somewhere in the middle. In the long run, AI energy use will likely level off at a significant but not grid melting level that roughly commiserates with the collective economic value we as a society get from it. Whether the trade-offs inherent in that shift are worth it involves a lot of value judgments that go well beyond how much electricity a bunch of servers are using. What a great article. Probably one of the best I've ever read. Like, clap that shit up. Kyle, I didn't know if I fucked with you at first, but I feel I fucked with you now. Great article. And he kind of shut me down. I was quick to judge. But but not only was I quick to judge, but I was also a person that said, I don't think this is gonna do what people think it's gonna do. And if that's true, then we have nothing to worry about, right? We have nothing to worry about. It's gonna taper off. But the use of the Bitcoin analogy, chef's kiss. The guy's on point. This guy's on something. And the aggression that he came at this article to like talk people like me now. I have to say. Sir?
First of all, I'm a stud. I'm ballsy.
Yeah.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
Damn
I
right.
smoke my stogie anywhere I want. I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
I'm hiding. I'm hiding. Because he was good. This article was good. So my takeaways and my thoughts in general is maybe I was a little bit doomerish in the beginning. I made 2 videos prior to this that were heavily leaning on to the this is right. But if we're saying this, I think the trajectory of laws kind of state the truth. You know, what the future is going to look a lot like yesterday. And as things become better and things become if people can't make their own money off of it, trust me, they're not going to put too much energy into it. So I kind of get the angle that we're going here. I think it's good to have a healthy level of skepticism. I think it's still important to have a healthy level of discernment for the energy being used. Like you said, no point in having Will Smith eat spaghetti if it doesn't look good, right? I like that idea of it, but then also, this is just the trend of said companies, right? This is what they're doing for right now. Until we are faced with the predicament where we have to decide if we want to do an AI search or we want to charge an electric vehicle, I think we stand down and let things play it out. But I don't see a problem with there being precautions or even roadblocks put in place, because the last thing we need to happen is them still believing that this AI push is worth it and they don't have the power to do it, or these companies start saying we want to build our own power plants in the hood so we can power a data center out of there, because then we talking about gentrification, we're talking about social economics, and the poorer people in our community and society will suffer just because someone doesn't want to pay an intern or to mock up a poster for a concert or something like that. And I think that type of behavior is unbecoming of people in this category. I really enjoyed this article. It was a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I have no regrets here. I really enjoyed this article, and I might see it again. But moreover, if you were someone in those first 2 videos that were telling me to calm the fuck down, here's your chance to gloat in the comment section. Go ahead, clap it up. I'm proud of you. You were right, I was wrong. And see, that makes me a better person. I'm a big man, both in real life and figurative life. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe.
Get down.
I want to hear what you got to say. I just wanted to say it to Planet. You can't blame me. I'm sorry.